Pregnancy is really a great experience. It's one of the greatest experiences in the world. It really is. What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Simone, and welcome back to my channel. We're gonna talk about something that's really exciting to me, which was my pregnancy and things that I went through and stuff like that. This is like a touchy subject for me because pregnancy was something that I didn't think would happen for me. I don't know why. I'm like crazy. Like, I have like a crazy mind. I don't know why I felt like, I couldn't get pregnant, but I was wrong, and that's a whole nother story. I don't even want to talk about that. I found out last summer. At this time, I was in North Carolina on vacation. My best friend lives in North Carolina, so we was partying, we was drinking, we was on roller coasters, we was in the pool every day, we went hiking and rock climbing. We did so freaking much. I didn't even know that I was pregnant. So basically, I found out on July 26th. And I feel like if I was home with my boyfriend, I would have known that I was pregnant, because this is something that I wanted for so long, but I kept to myself. Like, it was like just me and my boyfriend knew that we wanted to have a baby, and it was in the back of our minds. And every time I would get my period or I would feel weird, like, I would notice it. Like, I would notice everything that goes on with my body. So I feel like if I was home, I would have knew, like, yo, something's not right. I should take a pregnancy test, something. But I literally didn't know anything. Like, I didn't see no signs. I was having so much fun with my best friend. I was not even thinking about pregnancy. Like, at this point, me and my boyfriend was like, you know what? Not right now. Like, it's not the time for us to have a baby. Like, we need to focus on other things right now. So pregnancy was like out of the picture, like, literally. So this was July 25th. And me and my best friend had went to this place. They had rock climbing, zip lining, the boat things in the water. They had so much stuff. So we was like zip lining and all this stuff, and I was like really out of breath. Like, we got back home, we settled down, we chilling, and I still could not breathe. Like, I was having shortness of breath, basically. I was having shortness of breath, so I had to keep like taking deep breaths. So I'm like, and I'm like, why is it that I'm still doing this? So basically, we pick up and we go to the hospital. I called my boyfriend just to, inform him that I was going or whatever. After we sat there for a couple hours waiting for this test and that test, they did x-rays, they did all this stuff. The guy comes back in the room, and he just comes and he sits next to me, and he's just looking me in my eyes. He's like, this is fine, that's fine, this is good, but you're pregnant. And it's like, he said it so quick, and I'm still like, I don't even know, but my mind was just like, I can't even explain it. But he basically, like, he's naming all of this stuff that's good and that's fine, and he keeps on going. So now my heart is beating so fast, because I'm like, yo, I just know he's about to tell me something crazy, like something bad. And I'm like, what can it be? And then he's like, but you're pregnant. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, I was like, huh? And then he was just like, yeah, you're pregnant. And I was just like, get the fuck out of here. I was just like, I didn't know whether to cry, to scream, to jump. Like, I didn't know what to do. Because I'm just like, this is not real. Like, this is not happening right now. I was shaking. My heart is beating fast. My boyfriend's all the way in New York. I'm like, oh my God. I just kept looking at my best friend, and she over here snapping pictures of me and recording me, and I'm like, I was fiending so hard that I took the pregnancy test in the bathroom at Walmart. I was like, I'm not going to get home. So we had got, I think we got 2 pregnancy tests, and I went in the bathroom. I left the stall open. My best friend stood right in front of me. I squatted and I peed on that stick, and I was like waiting and waiting and waiting, and I was like, nah. Like, I was really pregnant. I was really pregnant. That was crazy. I could not wait to get home. I love to eat, so this never crossed my mind, but when I say I was eating everything, of course I'm not thinking nothing, because my best friend right along with me eating everything. Like, I'm talking 2 in the morning, we up eating. You're 4 weeks pregnant, and like, this is when it was like official, because I'm going to my doctor, I'm seeing it with my own eyes. She's telling me I'm 4 weeks, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, this is real, like, this is crazy. I had a lot of doubts, I'm gonna be honest, with my pregnancy, because little things kept happening, and I have a really negative mindset. Like, I don't know why I'm like that, but as soon as something happens, I always think negative. Before we moved to Maryland, we were still in New York or whatever. Me and my boyfriend was in the bed, and we were watching a movie, and I just felt like a gush. Like, I felt like a gush, and I was like, what the hell? And I got up to go to the bathroom, and I was bleeding like a lot. If you're pregnant and you start bleeding, and you're anything like me, your first thought is like, oh my God, the baby, like, what's going on? Like, you're like super concerned. My advice, don't think miscarriage. Don't. Because I did, and it will have you stressed out your whole pregnancy. Don't do it. Have faith. Believe in whatever you believe in. I believe in God. Have faith. Be strong, because you don't want to think down. You don't want to have a stressful pregnancy for no reason. So I was bleeding. I went on the toilet, and it was like, you know, flowing in the toilet. And I'm like, oh my God, and I'm crying. And then I went back into the room to change, because we were going to go to the hospital, and I see like how I got off the bed, I like slid off. So there's like a slide mark of blood. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is a lot of blood. So we went to the emergency room, and basically everything was fine. The baby was fine. They put me on bed rest. Another situation in Maryland where I started bleeding. I went in the bathroom to change into my bathing suit, and there's blood. So I'm like, oh my God, like, I'm freaking out. I'm like, why is this happening again? Why am I bleeding? You know, what's going on? It wasn't the same thing that happened in New York. It was called something else. I honestly don't remember. It was something that they won't call it normal, but it happens a lot. So it happens to a lot of women. And they put me on bed rest again. The third time, I can't really remember, but basically every time it was nothing. The hospitals told me it was nothing. I followed up with my doctor, it was nothing. So like I said, my advice to anyone who is pregnant right now, or who may be pregnant in the future, don't panic when you see blood. Just go straight to the emergency room. My first trimester was horrible. Like, I was happy, I was sick all the time. The doctor's office I went to, it was multiple doctors. It was probably like 6 or 7 doctors there. So what they do is every appointment you see a different doctor, so that you know each doctor. So when you go in labor, you're not like, who try to pick a doctor's office where you will stick with one doctor, because even though I got to meet each doctor, I really didn't get to build a relationship and just talk with one doctor. And then it's like, when you have certain personal stuff you want to talk about, you don't want to talk about it with 10 doctors. You want to have one doctor that you're comfortable with. She was just like, you know, we get this a lot, and sometimes it could be nothing, but we have to send her to a specialist. And I was just like, I was like, are you freaking serious? Well, first, I started bleeding like 2 or 3 times, and that had me like extra paranoid and back and forth to the emergency room. And now, you know, ever since then, everything's been perfect, and here comes something to stress me out. I'm like, here comes something to bring me down. And like, I couldn't help but cry, because I'm just like, what do they mean spinophilia? Like, what do they mean? And it's just like, I understood she's saying like, oh, it could be nothing, but right now we don't know if it's nothing. We don't know if it's nothing. It could be something. Like, you know, you're telling me that to make me feel better, but my blood work came back high risk. Then she's telling me it came back high risk for spinophilia. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, you have to be kidding. You gotta be kidding me. Like, boyfriend, like, he was just like calming me down, because he's like, babe, remember what they told you? Like, crying is the last thing you want to do. You don't want to stress the baby. You don't want to stress yourself. So, you know, I had to try to calm down. I went to him and, you know, we did like an ultrasound and stuff like that, and he was just like, you know, right now everything looks fine, but that can change. So we're gonna have to, you know, have you keep coming to us. He just told me like, you know, right now everything is fine. Don't stress. The last thing you want to do is stress. I actually looked at it like a blessing, because I got to see my baby every time I went to the doctor. And I continued to live my life. I didn't let anything that was going on around me get to me. I didn't let anything that the doctors were saying or anything like that get to me. I was like the happiest person on earth. I was enjoying my job. I was enjoying my new apartment. I was being a little housewife, cooking every day. I was really happy. And then, of course, another thing came to try to bring me down. Like, you know, it's always something. Like, it's always something. And this is why I had to just keep praying, and I had to just keep my faith, because I just felt like here comes something else. So basically, I don't know exactly how far along I was, but I had went to my regular appointment with the specialist doctor, and there was some type of mix-up when I set my appointment, because I think there's like 2 or 3 doctors at this office, but every single appointment, I go to my same doctor. I make sure I schedule with him. And there was some different lady at the front. I went to schedule my appointment, and I guess she mixed it up and scheduled me with a different doctor. The doctor comes in the room, and he's just like being real negative. The doctor had went back onto the notes regarding my pregnancy and was just like reading over everything. And I feel like what he did was he read the notes, and he just like went from there. He didn't check the baby to see what's going on and this, that, and the third. So he came in the room, and he was just like, he came back in the room, and he was just like mentioning the blood work and asking my family history, and my mom was there, and he's like asking her if she has any problems, if she had any problems with her pregnancies. He's asking all these questions, and he was like, you need to get some baby aspirins to help with this, and you know, the spinophilia. We got to make sure we keep seeing you, because your baby may not grow properly. And I'm asking all these questions because I'm like, you know, I've been coming here and everything has been perfectly fine. And then you come in the room and you start telling me all this mess. Like, 37 weeks and earlier is considered preterm labor. Your baby is considered preterm. And he was just like, your baby may not grow properly. Like, she might not even make it to 37 weeks. And if she does, she may have problems developing as a child, as a baby. She may be born with this and that. Like, I couldn't believe, like, what I was hearing. Like, I just couldn't do anything but cry. Like, and my boyfriend and my mom is there, like, trying to comfort me. But I was so angry because I'm like, if it's not one thing, it's another. I'm like, what is going on? Like, I was just here. Everything was going perfect. Why is it that this new doctor is telling me this? Why? I didn't get it. I didn't understand. And then on top of everything that he was telling me, this man had the nerve to be laughing in my face. If you're watching this video right now, just close your eyes and imagine what I'm telling you. I'm in the doctor's office. I'm being told bad news. I'm crying, and I have a doctor laughing in my face, talking to me sarcastic as hell. Can you imagine how I felt? At this point, I go home and I'm like stressed out, and you know, my boyfriend really was comforting me and was telling me, he's like, babe, you know, the baby's okay. And I kid you not, every time we went through something during my pregnancy, my boyfriend was just like, she's okay, babe. He was like, I feel it, like, the baby's okay, like, she's alright. And it's like, it helped me a lot. My mom, my grandma, like, they all just comfort me so well and made me feel so much better. So having people around you while you're pregnant, it is great. My best friend, she lives in North Carolina, but she might as well have been right here with me because she was amazing and stuff like that. After that, I had my next appointment and I got back with my regular doctor, and he was just like, what is he talking about? Like, I think he spoke with him because he looked at the baby and he's like, what is he talking about? Everything's fine. Like, he was like, your baby is super healthy. Like, her weight is amazing. This and that. He was just like, the only thing I want you to work on is your protein because we want her belly to get a little bit bigger before she's born. He was like, other than that, everything's perfectly fine. So he put me on these protein shakes that were really good. Because I told you guys I have problem eating meat, so I'm not even surprised. I think that was the last scary thing that I went through in my pregnancy. And from there on out, I had my baby shower. It was beautiful. The first time I felt my baby kick, I was at work and I was sitting across from this girl. We're talking and I'm like leaning back on the chair and I'm rubbing my belly, and I had just ate my breakfast. So I'm sitting there, I'm rubbing my belly, and then I stop and I'm talking to her, and then I just felt like this, I don't know how to explain the feeling, like, but I felt my baby move. And at first I'm like, wait, am I tripping? And I asked her and she was just like, yeah, that's exactly how it feels. So then I sat back that exact same way to see if she'll do it again. And she did it again, and I kid you not, I just started crying. I was like, oh my God, she just moved. Oh my God, my baby just moved. And I started crying. I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, so I'm not going to give you guys any details on my labor because I'm going to do a separate labor and delivery video. Only thing I will tell you guys is that I did go my full term of my pregnancy. I went 40 weeks. After that, doctor told me that my baby might not even make it to 37 weeks. I mean, God is good. I thank you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and even share this video. A lot of women are out there that's pregnant and need a little advice and need to know what other women were going through. So if you know somebody pregnant, share this video with them. I love you guys so much, and thanks for watching.